Okay.
Yay.
We're back.
Yes.
Again. All right. So we have a question from a fabulous viewer friend. Her name is Christina.
She's amazing.
She must be.
She has to be.
Very amazing.
Yes.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and read her question.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, me too. All right, here we go. Good morning, Vera and Chrissy. I just finished reading Sylvia Browne's Contacting Your Spirit Guide and read about both of your gifts and talents. I have always been spiritual and felt like I connected with my spirit guide, not sure, in 2006 when I was going through a difficult time in my life. Through the years, I became disconnected with her. Not sure how my spirit guide is a she, but Sylvia said to go with what comes to mind first. And now, since my mom passed almost two years ago this July, I need my spirit guide to help me through my grieving process. The reason I am messaging you is for help, maybe further guidance, I'm not sure. Something prompted me to reach out. I would love to hear back from either one or both of you to find out what it is I need. Thank you and God bless. Well, God bless you too, Christina.
Exactly.
And so one of the things that...
Mother and Father, God bless you.
Yeah. So one of the things that we've noticed is that grief can actually sometimes be an obstacle, can't it?
Right.
From receiving messages like from our spirit guides.
And we tend to disconnect sometimes, when we're going through that or a desert period or whatever it may be that kind of hinders us from being open to the other side.
Right. Sometimes it can be distracting. And also when we're in grief, sometimes we tend to focus on, I don't want to say the negative, it's not negative per se, but because of missing or wishing about what could have been, or not that your grief or any grief is always like that. Every grief is different.
Yeah, well, we're human. We have to experience that disconnection we feel.
Yeah, but sometimes like the sadness, it feels more of like I don't want to say negative, but for lack of a better term, it's like we're focusing more on that.
Well, focusing on ourselves because we're missing that person, or especially a mother. I totally get it because I understand how that feels. You're lucky.
I know.
You're so very lucky to still have your mother, because it is one of the hardest. Well, of course, losing a child is much more, but for me it was so challenging. So I can just imagine. It feels like your umbilical cord is just ripped out of you. So that's how it felt for me anyway. So we get it. It's just you have to try to remember through your grief that your mom doesn't want you to suffer because of her, because she's still there. She's like, I'm here, kind of thing. But we're so much, because we're human and we miss them, and we want the physical part of them that we can touch. So it's a process. You have to learn to deal with the grief.
Right. Yeah. And so
your guide will help.
Yeah, and it's yeah, exactly. So it's not a negative thing per se, but whenever there is...
It's negativity.
Right.
Yeah.
So whenever we have negativity, one of the ways that we can help it to not affect us anymore is by focusing on the positive, or turning it into a positive, I should say.
Yeah.
And one of the ways that you can do that is through the knowledge that she is still with you. Now, obviously, you can't physically give her a hug, during your waking state.
But you do when you're
yes,
right there.
But in your dream time, you do visit. You can visit. That's comforting to know. That's where the philosophy really helps when you're dealing with grief.
Exactly.
But you can still, every moment you can still share with her, because she is still with you. Every time you think of her, she feels it.
Yeah.
It's an amazing thing. We can bilocate on the other side. And so whenever our loved ones think of us, we are right there in that moment, feeling it with them.
Exactly.
So it's pretty
amazing.
amazing.
And the minute you think about them, that's the connection. They're going, hello,
Yes, exactly. So that's one of the ways that you can kind of open up being more receptive to your spirit guide.
Open up your crown chakra.
Yeah, that's a good visualization. Your spirit guide is always with you, and you can see the messages from your spirit guide or get that communication by just being open to seeing the signs around you, which can manifest in many different ways. Like, let's say you put your foot down and then you look under it and there happens to be a coin, and that could be a message from your spirit guide that you're right on the money. You can
ask her that you want to talk, that you want to be connected again. It's as easy as that and as challenging as that, because we make it more difficult for ourselves. That logical mind comes in. Like, I'm disconnected, I'll never have them again. They're all, you said, they're always there.
Right, and there's different ways that you can see different signs around you, like what we were just mentioning. Sometimes they'll manifest a feather where a moment ago there wasn't, or you know what I mean? There's different types of ways like that, or a message.
Her name's Carol Lee. Carol Lee or Carol Lee?
So Christina's spirit guide's name is Carol Lee.
That's what I'm getting.
And it's interesting because right when you said that, there was a creak in the room.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
And that's a great example of how you might be thinking about something and you're going to hear all of a sudden a creak in the room where, how long have we been sitting here?
I know,
here,
and
there
there's
was
no creak.
creak. So I think that was a very validating message from Carol Lee for Christina that's her name.
Yep.
So you can talk to her.
But the thing is, too, if you've picked a name for her, that's okay. You can stay with the name that you have. Yeah, because they'll answer to anything.
Exactly. So you can also do visualization. You can do meditation where you ask Carol Lee, or whatever you want to call her, to show you a message in a meditation or during your waking state or even in a dream.
She was a teacher to Christina in a past life.
Really?
Yeah, so you guys have a connection. Yeah.
Oh, that's really amazing.
So it's going to be a lot easier than you think to reconnect with her.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe at night tonight when you're going to sleep, you can ask for Carol Lee to show you a message. And even when you're closing your eyes when you're going to sleep or when you're waking up, you might see a symbol, because you can ask her to show it to you in a way that makes sense to you. You can ask her questions and for her to give you that answer, whether it's an image or...
You're so cute.
No, you! In whatever way most resonates to you. So...
Yep.
And let us know.
Yeah, how
we'd
you're
love to
doing.
hear. Yeah, we'd love to
Exactly.
hear if you get a message that you'd like to share.
Yeah.
So
I bet you get one tonight.
yeah. So we hope that helps, and thank you for sending in your fabulous questions.